ladies and gentlemen, my name is Nick Cavalli.
My name is Marques White.
And we welcome you
to the Wrevolution.
Today we are going over Friday Night Smackdown from un day ago.
Live from Dallas, Texas.
We're not live from Dallas, Texas.
No,
they were.
The show was live from Dallas, Texas.
Yeah, we're live from Studio 6.
Studio 6 in Sterling Heights, Michigan.
Yeah, man. Studio 6. Anyways, let's go ahead and kick things off for him, shall we?
All right, so we begin with the Usos and Roman Reigns coming.
The Bloodline.
The Bloodline. When the Usos came down, massive pop for them. They are still one of the most over tag teams in the company.
As they should be.
As they should be, because they are the best tag team in the company. And then Roman comes out. He got a decent reception, not as loud as we've been getting in the last couple of weeks, but it was good. No boos.
Well, wait till we get to a pay-per-view.
Yeah. And then, of course, they are taking on King Corbin, the Glorious One, Robert Roode, and Dolph Ziggler. So,
no, you got it wrong. They're taking on Bob Roode.
Bob Roode.
Bob.
Yes, so, by the way, the King Corbin entrance, glorious, with, the, one of all those future world champions carrying him down, in the King's chair. It was fantastic.
It was glorious. Did you really just say that?
It was unintentional.
I know that was unintentional, but that hurt me.
And actually, now that you mention that, one of the thoughts that crossed my mind while watching this entrance was, wow, how great would that have been if it was Bobby Roode as the King, the glorious King Bobby Roode. That would have been an amazing angle, something they could still do in the future, but man, y'all missed the ball.
Instead of like a throne, I could see them carrying him out on one of those like cot things that they hoist people on, and he's just like kicked back with like his sunglasses on, and there's that spotlight shining off his glitter.
It'd be fantastic.
It would be glorious.
So, we, right out the gate, we get an injury spot, or I don't even know if it was a spot. I think might have been a legit injury. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, a lot of talk going around that it was probably a spot, but it definitely looked pretty legit.
Yeah, so Jimmy Uso hurt his knee. He was like hopping over the ring ropes and kind of like almost slid and tweaked his knee, and then Ziggler slammed him into the staircase. So I'm not sure if it was his knee or his head. His other brother, Jay Uso, was saying, check his head. And so we're not quite sure if it was the knee. The ref was saying it was the knee, so we just hope that he's okay. If it's not an angle, I hope everything's okay with him. So this match turns into a 3v2, and Roman Reigns got a great hot tag. Like, it's an underrated hot tag. I mean, I know in recent years it's been like kind of the cool thing to kind of take a dump on Roman, and he's
Roman.
He's Roman, but he is still great in the ring. And that hot tag, that was the crowd popped for it. It was great. But Roman and the Usos or the Uso do get the victory in this match. Of course, it was the splash from the top rope by Jay Uso.
And of course, at this point, Jimmy Uso was back down at ringside.
Yes, he was.
Yeah. So hopefully all is good with Jimmy.
Yes. Then we get a Michael Cole interview with Lacey Evans. And this was actually great for Lacey. I bought in completely due to this amazing promo work.
Yeah, this was... I mean, it's hard to not take someone seriously as a face now after, you talk about such deep topics so openly. So... she talks about how Sasha and Bayley are bullies, and she gets into her losing her father due to addiction, and she starts almost tearing up. Like, you can kind of hear it in her voice. She's cracking up a little bit. She says that she wants to inspire people, and she starts talking about her daughter, which is kind of what kicked off this whole feud, which was Sasha Banks kind of mocking her daughter at ringside. And she said she was so proud of her daughter for standing up to Sasha Banks for being a bully.
So this was the first time in this feud where the first time really ever that I've actually looked at Lacey and gone, yeah, I fully buy in.
Probably about the same time that I finally bought into Bayley as a heel.
Yeah, because almost immediately after she talks about her daughter, Bayley attacks her from behind. And wow, the crowd didn't like that at all. Massive boos for Bayley.
There was a separation spot, separated them both. And then we went backstage to Carmella and Dana Brooke.
Yes, Kayla Braxton conducting an interview with those two. Carmella says that she is the odds-on favorite to win because she won the previous Women's Rumble. And
no, the odds-on favorite would be Nia Jax, where has she been?
Yikers. Yes, she says because she won the previous Rumble and also Money in the Bank. So clearly she is the odds-on favorite.
Yes, because my ability to climb a ladder means that I'm going to be really good in the Rumble.
Yeah, so that's that. Dana, though, says, okay, Carmella, we get it. We've seen your Wikipedia page. Says that it's every woman for herself. Kind of ringing bells from Monday night.
No kidding.
Yeah. But then, thankfully, they get interrupted by Lacey beating the crap out of Bayley
backstage.
Yeah.
Now, before we get into that little bit of segment there, am I the only one excited to see Dana Brooke just absolutely Batista bomb somebody out of the ring?
Oh, yeah.
Now that her and Batista are like an official thing.
Yes.
I am dying to see her eliminate somebody with a Batista bomb.
Hey, if she becomes like the female Batista, I'll buy in.
I'm game.
It'll be the first time I actually care about Dana Brooke.
Give her his entrance.
I'm down. I'm game. If you do that...
Machine gun, pyro, and everything.
Do you know how over she would do it? Do it. I need to see this now.
See, this is...
Go play 2K and give the
Dana Brooke Batista's entrance. This is why I am a booking genius.
Let's not go that far.
Genius.
So then we get Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross versus Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. And we get some kind of weird camera issues with the playback video. It was like they got stuck in the Mandy Rose kind of glamour filter, and then it just transitioned over to the video they were playing on screen. And it was really goofy looking. But this match basically never happened.
Yeah, so before the match, they had a nice little talk about the whole Otis situation.
Yeah.
And they agreed that they're both okay. They're both fine. They were ready to go. Match starts, and then Bayley and Lacey Evans start brawling their way out to the ring, and they call the match off.
And Michael Cole goes, "This could be a preview of the Rumble this Sunday." I guess.
You know, I've talked to you about this, and we're about to sit down and watch Worlds Collide in a minute, and it's going to make me super happy because good wrestling.
Yes.
When it comes to the Rumble, I'm really just only interested in the one match. You know what? That's not fair. The end of the night tonight made me interested in the second match. Because I can't wait to see what they do with him.
Again,
with him.
I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I always said it. I've never... These past couple years, I haven't really been super interested in the Rumble, mainly because it hasn't been good. Every year, I get my hopes up, and then every year, it's just been bad. Besides the 1 year where we had, AJ come back,
Come back?
Or
AJ debut.
Debut, excuse me. It hasn't...
AJ debut? You mean the face of Roman Reigns debut?
Yeah, it just hasn't been very good. So I'm actually looking forward to a couple matches. Obviously the Asuka match. I'm looking forward to that, and I am looking forward to the Seth Rollins match as well. So, hopefully those go about as well as I expect. Also the D-Bry versus the Fiend. I'm interested to see if they can actually make a strap match work. So
that is the only other match I'm interested in.
Yeah, so we'll see there. But, ladies and gentlemen, Elias.
And Braun Strowman.
So Elias is in the ring by himself, and he says that the Rumble is upon us. He's going to put his heart and soul into winning the match, and he wrote a little song called Texas Dream. This was cool, crowd clapping along. Good little ditty just talking about how Seth Rollins isn't the Messiah. Brock's going to enter as one, but that's okay because he's going to be the last. And then he says that for this next part, he needs Braun to the ring to help him sing. Out comes the monster among men. You get Michael Cole starting the tired old expression, talking about how is anyone gonna get Braun Strowman over the top rope? He's 300 pounds, and
every single year.
But thankfully, Corey Graves is there to say, well, historically, big men don't really fare that well in the Rumble. He does, however, say Strowman is the exception. I mean, we saw
the greatest Royal Rumble.
Yeah, he had the most eliminations, and he won. So, thank you, Corey Graves. Seriously. But then Braun gets in the ring, and Elias asks him to do a duet. The crowd starts chanting,
oh my God,
yes, yes, yes. And right as Braun is about to start singing, darn it, they get interrupted by Cesaro, Shinsuke, and Sami
It's
Zayn.
the heels, bro. Heel heat. Nothing will get you more heat than cutting off Braun Strowman attempting to sing.
I really wanted to see that.
I did too.
That was going to be great.
Should I have wanted him to see that? Or wanted to see that from him? No.
So the match happens. At one point, we see Sami Zayn kind of interfere. That ticks Strowman off. He hops off the side of the apron, sprints around the ring, and trucks Shinsuke. And then, it's not really much in this match. Elias and Strowman pick up the victory. It was just your standard, tag team match. Not really much there.
There were a few spots that were pretty cool. I mean, Elias going to the top rope and going old school, except coming down with the double knees. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was a cool spot.
And then Nakamura really throughout the match, from what I've witnessed, got these hands. But
well, I think the best part was that at the end you saw Strowman with the running power slam, and then the Elias going to the top rope with that Macho Man
the flying elbow on Cesaro for the 3 count.
So that was, that's really all I need to talk about that match. Not much there. So next we get Big E getting all oiled up. And Kofi goes, E, what are you doing? Well, Big E's got to get greasy because eliminating me won't be easy. Oh my God. Yikes.
Big E.
They say that they're gonna get the victory for Xavier Woods. They're both wearing the XW armbands, and they've got
as if Xavier had passed away.
Yes. So doing it for Xavier. Then we get a Caleb Braxton interview with Baron Corbin. He says that he isn't concerned and he's going to hand Roman the beating of a lifetime. And then he says Roman isn't going to make the Rumble match. Next we get John Morrison versus Kofi Kingston. But before that, we get a Sheamus promo on why he attacked Shorty G. Sheamus,
I love you, dude. I really do. But you have so many bigger fish, literally, bigger fish to fry. You could be doing so many better things than feuding with...
You could be teaming with Cesaro.
Gable.
And I love Gable, but I'm not a fan of the Shorty G angle.
Honestly, since Jason Jordan left, I'm just kind of done with him.
Well, he hasn't really done... They haven't done much with him, excuse me. And then this whole Shorty G angle is cringe. It really is.
He seems like a fantastic tag team specialist, but he's nowhere to go with.
I don't know. Nah, see, I disagree with you there. He's just a great... Have you seen the solo match? He's great in the ring. He's great in the ring.
I don't know, man.
His gimmicks are bad. If it's not the teaming with Shelton Benjamin and then that awkward breakup, and then he's just... I am Chad Gable, and then he trims his hair and stops wearing the straps, and he's just coming out shirtless as the sexy Chad Gable, and now it's the Shorty G angle. It's
I don't
know. They just haven't given him much to work with. I don't think anybody would fail given that stuff.
I'd give him a couple months off and have him come back as the American Alpha, and have him come back as a heel role.
You want everybody to be a heel.
No, think about this, though. where he's like, I am the All-American. I am the All-American athlete. I can kick anybody's ass. I can do whatever I want because I am so much more athletic, so much better than everybody else.
I think you could do that, though, without him being a heel, though. Because he was, when he was at his hottest, was the ultimate babyface.
That's true.
You bring him back as, like, kind of bring back that cockiness, that swagger he had in NXT, and then he can still have that mentality, but be a face.
I mean, I suppose.
Because I don't see him as a heel. He's one of those people where I go, I can't buy in.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I get it. I do understand it. I don't know, man. They got to do something with it.
They definitely, yeah. I just think revert back to his American Alpha gimmick and just do it without Jason Jordan. That's all you have to do.
I don't need Jason Jordan.
No one needs Jason Jordan.
We weren't American Alpha. I was.
So, after that really bad Sheamus promo, we get a Miz promo as Morrison's coming out.
Miz promo? Do you mean just Miz sponsoring his TV show?
Yeah, really. And,
literally just all of the plugs.
And then he declares that him and Morrison are in the Royal Rumble. Yeah. So, cool.
So this match was a little bit shorter than I had kind of expected.
Yeah, it was short, but it was good.
It was good. It was good for its length, and
it gave me what I expected from a Morrison Kofi match. It didn't just tease me with the names and then give me something bad. AEW.
In-ring psychology is a thing.
So is fast-paced action.
Not when you're trying to build a story week to week.
That's the excuse, right? So, yeah, this was great. Like, this was actually what I was expecting from a John Morrison Kofi Kingston match, and they delivered. I mean, it was a little bit shorter, but it's also a Smackdown match, so you're not going to give us like a 30-minute classic or anything. So, I got what I wanted. Good match. Good job, Smackdown. You hear, once again, Michael Cole talking about the parkour wrestling style. It's not a style of wrestling. It's just not. It's so stupid. And especially it's dumb when you're in the ring with Kofi, who every year at the Rumble does some like weird parkour spot to avoid elimination. And you're talking about Morrison doing all these things in the ring. And I'm like, Kofi does the same thing. Yeah. What's the difference?
Well, because he practices parkour outside the ring.
Yeah. So this was fast-paced action, everything you expected. There was one point where John Morrison goes for Starship Pain, and he missed, and it was a bad landing.
Yeah, it looked like he tweaked his knee a little bit on the landing. It was pretty ugly.
Yeah, then there was another one, a cool spot where Kofi goes for Trouble in Paradise and gets countered with a big kick from Morrison. There was also a top rope Spanish fly.
Yes, from Morrison,
which
to Kofi. Was beautiful.
Amazing.
And Morrison makes up for the ugly landing on the missed Starship Pain with one of the most beautiful Starship Pains I've ever seen.
Yeah, so there was the Miz distraction. He was like getting up on the rope, distracting the ref, and then he actually gets into it with Big E, and that causes the distraction for Kofi as you got the elbow to the back of the head, and then that leads, of course, to the Starship Pain. 1, 2, 3. That's the match. John Morrison has pinned 2 members of the New Day 2 weeks in a row, and one of them, Kofi Kingston, former world champion. So, big things for Morrison.
Morrison's one of the best in the biz. We know that. Everybody knows that.
I think my biggest takeaway from this match also was just how well they let Kofi look, too. Like, I know he had kind of been, doing a little bit of nothing ever since losing the world title. I mean, I know they've got the tag belts, but still, like, they kind of let him loose in this match. They kind of let him do what Kofi does, and it was great. So, I really enjoyed this.
I would agree. I think it was a good match. Definitely up there on my board.
All right.
We'll see where it lands at the end of the night.
Yeah. Well, next, the final segment of the night is the strap match contract signing between Daniel Bryan and the Fiend, Bray Wyatt. So, you see Daniel Bryan go out to the ring, still as over as ever, and then as they introduce Bray Wyatt, you get the
Firefly Funhouse
theme song, and it's Bray Wyatt trying to
send a fax
Daniel Bryan the contract.
He couldn't figure out how the fax machine was work. Like, he could not figure it out for the life of him, which I understand, because, Bray Wyatt's a little closer to our age than, those who used fax machines. So, I get it. I get the difficulty, Bray. I understand.
See, I still remember using fax machines growing up, so I didn't really get it. I just thought it was funny.
Yeah, so, and then Bray can't make it work, and he goes, "That's probably for the best. Why would you willingly tie yourself to him? That's madness."
So then, I forget actually what exactly Daniel Bryan said.
Cut the crap, basically.
Essentially, but then he says the word mistake, and mistake is the word of the day.
This is just before that. He asked Bray to come down to the ring, says, "Cut the crap, get down here and sign the contract," and Bray says, "My attorney, Mercy the Buzzard, has advised me not to leave this very place." And then Daniel says, "That's okay, because all you do is run. You run from your mistakes."
And that's what led to the...
Mistake is the word of the day! And of course, Wyatt follows that up with, "And your biggest mistake, Daniel, is that you turned on me. You didn't learn. And now, you have to pay."
Says that, you're not competing against me. You're competing against him.
So it's only right that he comes and signs the contract.
Lights go down. Cole nopes out of the ring.
Yeah, Cole got out of there like a bat out of hell, dude. Cole was gone.
Wanted no parts. Well, of course he had to get down to the announce table to ruin this spot.
So the Fiend appears in the red light holding the other end of the strap that Bryan had tied around his wrist.
Delivers a vicious Sister Abigail.
Just after a mandible claw. And then the Fiend tears the back of his shirt open, whips him over the back with the strap. Wonder where you got that idea. No idea? No? Can't think of it? Me neither.
Not everything is...
And then, the spot of the night.
This was uncomfortable.
The Fiend sits down, grabs the pen to sign the contract, stabs himself in the hand, and signs the contract in his own blood.
Followed by a "You've got issues" chant from the crowd. Yikes.
Okay. So, this was uncomfortable.
Yeah, that was hard to watch.
Very, very, very uncomfortable.
It's kind of been the whole...
I mean, it's great. It's great because that is the Fiend gimmick.
Yeah, and that's part of the reason. I mean, you've had Fiend coming out here snapping people's necks and stuff. So
that was
it was nice.
Yeah, it was interesting.
I think the best part was, like, you see after Fiend disappears and then they come back and you have Bryan, regular lighting, shirt all ripped off. You see the whip marks on his back and the contract with the blood signature, and then you just got him staring angrily and the crowd's chanting yes as SmackDown goes off the air. That was a great shot.
Now, in our last video, we mentioned the Free the Delete video with Matt Hardy. And if you guys have been keeping up, things are all kinds of interesting on his YouTube channel. So if you are a wrestling fan, which I would assume you are tuning into this, go check that out, Matt Hardy brand. He openly references The Fiend in that video. And the whole concept of this last strand of videos is he needs to find a way to get back to broken Matt Hardy. He has access to all of these people within his vessel, but he cannot find a way to get back to broken Matt Hardy. And his vessel is in limbo. The Fiend. The Fiend is turning back everybody's gimmick.
Yeah.
All he needs to do is fight the Fiend. The Fiend can heal you, Matt. Let him in.
Please do. Or leave, one of the two.
Let me in. Anyways, that was SmackDown for the night. I mean...
Yeah, I know this was a little bit of a shorter review, but there wasn't really much to talk about on this episode of SmackDown.
This is what happens when you have a show 2 days before pay-per-view.
Yeah, go-home show. Normally they're not that good, at least not anymore. So.
Yeah, I mean, this one wasn't particularly bad. It was just very short.
Yeah, just not much to talk about. Yeah. So, that was SmackDown. Was it meh? Decent show. I would have to actually give probably Raw the nod this week.
I don't know. I really like the first couple hours of Raw. I don't know that anything can beat watching a man stab himself in the hand and then proceed to sign a contract in blood.
Well, if we're comparing endings, then it's no debate. SmackDown, yeah. But yeah.
So, I'll take the last hour of SmackDown and the first 2 hours of Raw.
There you go. That'd be the perfect show. Or we just keep it 2 hours and, there you go.
That'd be nice.
Hey. So, yeah, that was SmackDown. We are about to actually, as he mentioned before, go watch Worlds Collide. And then
can't wait.
We will be getting that video up to you probably sometime tomorrow morning.
You have no idea how excited I am to expose you to the beautiful talent that is NXT UK. Ilya Dragunov is coming your way, friend. So let's go ahead before we cut things short.
Yeah, we do have to talk about our
match of the night
and the MVP
for you. So,
I mean, weren't many matches, but of the matches, I'd say the best one, as short as it was, I would have to go with Morrison versus Kofi, and it's hard. I mean, the tag team match at the beginning with the Bloodline was really good, but I don't know that what little of it we got, Kofi versus Morrison, that was great.
I would actually have to agree with you. Wow, we're doing that a lot lately.
Yikes.
That's kind of scary. Yeah, so I'm going to take Kofi and Morrison on that one too. I mean, the first match was a borderline 30-minute classic, but Kofi Morrison just gave me everything that I needed out of this, and it gave it to me in a short enough time span that it's not like it just, quote-unquote, blew its load too early.
It was short, straight and to the point.
Absolutely. It was really beautiful. MVP.
MVP, I'm going to have to say, was The Fiend, Bray Wyatt.
Fudge, why do we keep doing this? I'm going to go with The Fiend, man. What else would you go with? I mean, it was a good show, but...
If we're being honest, he could probably be the MVP of every show.
Oh, my God, I know.
We got to mix it up a little, but he just stole the show tonight, so...
Yeah. So, unless you have anything else, I do have one thing to say before we get off the air.
Oh, go ahead.
So, I just want to go ahead and give a shout out to all of our fans who have been sticking with us. I know, we're not always the most entertaining, depending upon what we're talking about. Monday Night Raw videos, Friday Night SmackDown videos, probably not the hottest topic for you. We can be honest, yeah? Candid.
Well, it's just the topics.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's nothing we can do about the fact that wrestling is kind of crappy on Mondays and Fridays. But a special shout out to my buddy Tom, who's battling leukemia right now. Keep killing it, man. I love you. Take care of yourself, and we're both right here for you. I hope you're watching this. I don't know. But, yeah, keep kicking ass. Anyways, for myself and Marques, we're here in Studio 6 in Sterling Heights, Michigan. And we invite you to join the Wrevolution.
Have a good night, guys.
Have a good night.